Part 3 of the Jinx, Robert Durst. So, as you know, Robert was born in New York City to a family that was huge in real estate in the city. And his parents were named Seymour and Bernice Durst. And Robert once told an investigator that even though he'd always had more money than he could ever spend, it never made him happy. And this rings true in his childhood. When he was 7 years old, his father called him out of bed and said, "Come here, I want you to come look at mommy. She's on the roof." And his mother was out on the roof in her nightgown. He waved to his mother, and he doesn't know whether or not she saw him. And then he went off to bed and heard the maid scream. And what was reported was that his mother slipped. Being a 7-year-old during the funeral, he didn't understand why his mom was in a box being put into the ground. As much as I think what Robert Durst did was absolutely despicable, I can kind of see how this may be the trauma that led to becoming who he became. From then on out, Robert was a problematic child that ran away. And when he tried to confront his father about what had happened, his father wouldn't go there. So this leads into Robert being a young man where he met his first wife, Kathleen McCormick, or otherwise known as Kathy Durst. And her relatives describe her as being swept off her feet by Robert. Love bombing. The couple got married, and Bob Durst started a health food store in Vermont. He didn't want to join the family business and be in real estate in New York City. But Robert ended up bending to the will of his father and did join the family business, and they moved to New York. Kathy's mother, who I feel terrible for, describes Robert as antisocial. She always wanted to converse with him, and he wouldn't budge.
Kathy's mother, what would you say?
I feel bad about the way I treated you. That you're a good person. I am complicit in Kathy's not being here.
Before Kathy disappeared, friends noticed something different. Anytime she went somewhere, she had to call Bob, and if she would change a plan with him, which she really wouldn't, she would say things like, "Oh my God, he'd kill me if I changed a plan." And one of the last times she saw her friend Gilberta, who really didn't understand the gravity of what Kathy was about to tell her, Kathy said, "Listen, Gilberta, if anything ever happens to me, if I go missing, please look into it. I'm afraid of Bob." Like for part 4.